Hopefully everybody jumps over. Apologies. Apologies. Happened again. It happened again. Retrograde. I told you all day. How mad is it that this happened again? Hiya, Sam. Hiya, Tori. I know this happens a lot, believe me. It just cut off. Completely went off. My phone just died down and went onto main screen. I don't know what's going on. Technology in retrograde. We're not going to fight it. Divine masculine energy. 111. The devil out. The devil does not want us to know what we're doing is right. Yesterday, I kept saying, have that blind faith. Didn't I? Have that blind faith. And when you do, you will be given what you deserve. The devil does not want us to uplift 5-5. Because if we do, he's losing another soul to the light side again. This is happening for a reason. Every time I hit a message on the head, this happens. So yes, hopefully, those who are seeing this reading, go and find part 1. Divine Feminine's message yesterday took till 4 o'clock this morning to load. Hello, Roshi. You might have to watch part 1. This is Divine Masculine part 2, because we've just been cut off and we've gone back on live, gone back on air. Gone back on air. So this is Divine Feminine matching everything up, and the Divine Masculine knowing now that this isn't going to play, and he knows he's got to come in. Correct. Good and correct. It is. Oh, that's good, Roshi. So, yeah. Right. Let's do part 2 then. So, let's just see what's out there. And then we can have a knitter natter about anything if you want to. Oh, they won't stop me. I've got too much grit and determination. I just find it hilarious because I know why it's done now. I understand it, like, on a deeper level. I like, okay. Carry on. But I will take some of my my cards and I will give you a Divine Masculine check-in. Let me just get my cards. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was my knees. Because I hadn't quite got to the end of it, had I? Oh. I've really got to get me though. Leon, I need to get me one of them chairs that you've got. If anybody wants to donate a chair and fly it over to England, I'm more than happy. I've seen some of them. The prices are ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. That's what happens, you see. When the messages get too real, they get cut out. They get cut out. Hopefully the people who's in it. I mean, I've got 20 odd people in the chat and then all of a sudden, boom, bang, gone. And that's a lot for this time of day because a lot of my people are from the US. And I know the time frames and time zones are very, very different. I look very shiny, don't I? I've creamed my face and toned it. Look at the shine on that forehead. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, right, okay. So we're going with the Island Tarot here. Wait. You got speakers on it as well. Bloody hell, Leon. I'd be happy with just fucking wheels on mine. Mine don't move. It's rock solid. I think I paid about £10 for it. It's a fold-away collapsible thing. It's the most uncomfortable piece of shit that you've ever had in your freaking life. I'm almost ready to go. I've got a lay-down deck chair outside in the garden. I says to my daughter, well, with me doing these longer readings now and doing the 12 signs and doing that with Cindy for like 3 hours, I'm really almost like tempted to go and get the chair out the garden and put a couple of my bed pillows and a big pink fluffy a big fluffy blanket on it. I'm not even joking. Oh, well. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to have a look at one of the thrift store, one of the second-hand shops, and see if they've got any. Because I went and had a look. I went to PC World. I seen 6 digits on it. I walked straight fucking back out. I thought you can stuff your £300 up your asses. I'm not paying no £300 for no freaking desk chair that's supposed to be helping. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, if this one can work, then I will, you know. Thank you, Julie. Right, okay. So what's the... Oh, look, 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 look. Addiction. Addiction. Don't you know that you're toxic? Do. I'm going to have a look on eBay. I'm going to. But I'm also going to have a look on Shpock, which is like an app over here that people sell things secondhand. Some things are really good. Some things are really crap. But it just depends. But you have to travel. And with my issue over the car the weekend, I'm going to have to put it eBay or Amazon. I'm going to have to get one delivered. Codependency. So addiction can also be codependency. So you could be codependent on them, they could be codependent on you. But there's addiction card came out straight away here for the Divine Masculines. Let me put my glasses on because these words are a bit small and I'm getting old now. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block or resistant. Addiction. First one for Divine Masculine. Makes absolute sense, doesn't it? Who was the lady that said earlier? Take Donald for your chair. Sit on his face. I'd lose his rug. Take donations. I thought you said Donald. Oh my Lord Jesus. Oh. Well, I looked onto obviously I got the app. Actually, I've got the app on my laptop for YouTube now. So I went onto there to see how long it would take before I could get like Snap I know, don't worry, I've got such a sense of humour, haven't I, dirty bitch. And it said I've done 2,000 worth of video watching views, 2,000 hours. So I've only got another 2,000 to go. Oh well. Oh, can't help it. My snort's terrible. That's why I was so good at being an addict. I do, Honeybee. And thank you. While we're here as well, I want to thank Honeybee for being the first person to donate to my channel. It was greatly appreciated on every level. And I send so much love back. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, look. Sex bot. Fuck you, motherfucker. I know, I can't help it, can I? Okay, so love. Love. The Divine Masculine, although he's got addictions, has got some real love. Unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. So the Divine Masculine is very attracted to you and he's got unconditional love for you. He can see you've got self-love and understands that he has to have that. There is a oneness with him. The passion is real for you. Bottom of the deck. We found a house and put in for a loan. Oh, well done. Yesterday, the good work. Oh, yes. Anybody who was in my Divine Feminine reading yesterday and we were sending 444 stability moving home. That's it, yeah. And I'm just in 944. You're going to get this home. You're going to get the loan. 44. Yes. 4 of what? Yes. Okay, see you later. Thank you for popping in, Leon. Thank you for popping in. Yes, so 444. And it was, oh my goodness. Bottom of the deck. What's underneath that we don't see? This is a twin flame reading and look what's at the bottom. No, there's not a donations because I've been on here for almost 2 years now. But I never really did any lives until I got to 1,000 followers. As we know, a couple of weeks back, about 3 weeks ago, I hit 1,000 followers. I've now got 1.15 followers. So thank you everybody who's jumped on board here. But until I get to 4,000 hours viewing time from my followers in on the channel, they don't allow you to have a super chat at the bottom. And I don't think you can set up donations either until that's done. I will go into it, but I don't think you can. So yeah, I'm halfway there, and I've got that far since December. So it's took us about a month to do 2,000 hours of views from my subscribers. So we've got about the same to go. So maybe in about a month that will happen. Howdy, Penny. I know. No, I can't monetize yet. That's right. Well done, Christopher. I don't understand anything about this. Cindy's tried to tell me to do it. I don't know how many times. Oh, yeah, no, Cindy's my absolute... She's kind of like my angel that comes through when I needed her the most. Any more messages for Divine Masculine, for the feminine to understand? See, they keep clipping, but they're not coming out. See? So there's lots that he wants to say, but is indecisive. There's an indecisiveness. It's that 2 of Wands, isn't it? Oh, thank you, honeybee. Heart with a key. Welcoming love. Meeting the one. Opening your heart. Getting together. We do love Cindy, don't we? Yeah, that's it. When it will come when it comes. It's all in divine timing. 12:12 was on the screen when I said that. It is. Cindy is. And bottom of the deck again. Look, I've just shuffled. You've seen it. This is like the synchronizations are crazy here. Twin flame. Yin and yang, zen and balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So that has confirmed it for me, 100%, 100%. What we were saying on the reading here, the whole thing makes absolute bloody sense. So let's use my own deck. I've had this about 2 years now. I used to do like healing. 90% of them were men who was very in mental anguish, and they because of a love connection, they wanted to commit suicide or something along those lines. And being in the work that I was doing at the time and being an open talker, counselling these people, I come up with this deck from how they felt emotions of different times and different stages within their healing, right up to when they were like at the point of healing and not having to come to see me anymore. So that's where this deck arrives from. If anybody wants to know my real name, it's Lou. L-U, just L-U. L and you, me and you. L and you, how you gonna do? Okay. So let's see what messages Divine Masculine is either. This is either going to deplete how he's feeling, what energy he's feeling, or the message that he wants to transpire. If he could, if he had the open ability to tell you, what would he tell you right now? What would he tell you? So what is he giving the universe, and how is the universe going to transpire that back? How is the universe going to transpire that back? Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is. I am a twin. And I'm the tattooed twin. Look, see. He's not got tattoos like me. Thank you, Julie. I'm uniquely different, and I embrace that now. At one point, I used to want to be the same as everybody else. I don't care anymore. I quite like being me. In fact, I love being me. As Stoney would say, I'm cute as fuck, or whatever it is. What does she call it? Bad as fuck. Ace as fuck. I don't even know what she's saying. Nearly done now, son. So Divine Masculine is very quiet. Messages aren't coming just yet. They're thinking about, oh, as I says that, Spoke too soon. Dope as fuck. That's the one. Oh, thank you. It is. Really? Oh. Oh, well, lovely. Bottom of the deck. What we don't see going on and why this is all happening. I can see you're happy. And I'm scared somebody has your attention and is going to make love to you. And that haunts me in my dreams. So that, all those years, all those months, however long it's been, that you had to lay there and cry over your divine masculine being with somebody else, and all those images that you had in your head of him laying down with this karmic woman or karmic women, karma's come to pay. Because look, he now feels exactly the same as we went through, or what we went through. Okay, so that's why he's feeling the way he is right now. First card is, the day I walked away from you is my biggest regret. We've got 20 in here and 10 likes. Can we jump the likes up so we can get onto the algorithm of YouTube, please, my darlings? Oh, God, and there's my battery just gone to 10%. So, yes, he regrets walking away. I can see that you're glowing. I just don't feel good enough. This ego is draining me and I feel dead inside. I want to build with you and grow with you. Thank you, my sweetie. I want to build with you and grow with you. So the connection he understands now. And it is just a case of which is the path he's going to go on. Makes sense then, doesn't it, Christ? See you later, you dope as fuck cow, bitch. Yes. Woo-hoo. 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 That woman's saying she's a twin flame reader as well. She's a twin flame reader. Oh, Stonia. Go and check her out. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. So the divine masculine now knows. But so do you, don't you? You know, don't you? You know who you are. And it's not scaring you to walk forward now, is it, feminines? Good girl. Good girl. I think if they come in and they ask the question and they come to you, then yes, be openly receptive. Open. Do not say that, do not go along the lines of, I want you, I need you. You have to kind of approach it with your boundaries in place, because they will take that as a free ride to be able to get straight back in. You have to give them the understanding completely with absolute honesty, and your heart is open and your throat chakra open. I love you. I recognize who you are to me. And I understand because of you, I have been put in a position now where I have felt the journey to such an extent, I can't even see the screen, to such an extent that I am the most valuable person to me. Do I love you? Yes, wholeheartedly. Will I put up with the behaviour of how you treated me before? Absolutely goddamn not. But if you're willing to come along the journey and heal, and you can see that there's physical signs, and I don't mean the words, I mean the actions are matching their words, then be very true and open. Be open and receptive. But you have to keep those boundaries. Like I did in the story that I told you, you have to put that into place. I love you, I want you. But I need you to understand that you have to reciprocate the energy, because I'm no longer going to feed a connection that isn't going to feed me back. It has to be a duality of two people fighting towards a healthy connection. And once you put those boundaries in place, they will either say, that's fine. I can understand exactly why you're doing that. But I will not. Or they will say, oh, you've changed. You've changed. No, that's not the woman I fell in love with. No, it's all right. It's all right. No, it's all right. And if that's the case, then they're not ready. And you say, well, I will always love you in my heart, but I've understood and I've learned how to love you and live without you. Good luck in your journey. Wish them well. Send them away with the highest of vibration and say goodbye. That's as simple as it is. And if you revert back to the reading yesterday for Divine Feminine, it said, tie up loose ends, but on the highest of vibration. So you can end things on a high note. There's no argument. You're not saying, well, you don't do this. It's state what you want, state what you require, state your boundaries, but with an openness of your heart and admitting the love so they can fully understand that. See, no man's going to work towards you if he doesn't believe that there's that love connection, because your divine masculine loves you unconditionally the same way you do them, but they just haven't learned to love themselves, to do the right thing by you, because they can't do the right thing by themselves as yet. So by opening up and being very emotionally open to them gives them the freeness to understand how much they can be open emotionally to you too, and they haven't got to fear that. And in their past they have feared because they've been hurt. They could have had mother issues, father issues, and don't trust love. So when you can be open, receptive to your own emotions completely without using it as a manipulating way, like, well, if you don't do this, then I'm not going to do that. No, it's, of course I love you, but I understand the power of love now. And in the past, this is a phrase that I use from my text. So I'm gonna give you all this. I said, I will always love you. Do I want to fall back in love with you? Yes. But this time I want to fall in calm love. I want to fall into a peaceful love. I want to fall into a reciprocal, growing love. I've done crazy in love. I've done madly in love. And I don't want that. I want to find such purity that I can have that unconditional love where I love you and myself to the unconditional value that I will never allow somebody to treat me the way that I used to treat me, to allow you to treat me the way you did. Because in the past, I didn't love me unconditionally, which meant I allowed you to love me incorrectly. Do not put it onto them. Take accountability for why you allow them to love you wrong, because then they will not feel as though they are to blame for why everything went wrong. You have to take accountability that you was not healed and in a position to put your boundaries in place for them to love you correctly, because you didn't know what loving correctly was yourself. So in that moment, then yes, I want to, and then I said, so I want to get to the point where we can grow unconditionally in love together. And that is the complete, and it's accepting of what is, and not looking to blame for the past, not looking to what is, accepting what it is, accepting who you are, and taking accountability for why you allowed this to happen in the past. But you're not allowing that to go any further. And if they want to join you on this journey, your heart is open to them. Higher Tiger's Eyes. This is the second part, part 2. Part 1 decided just to cut off, just like bing bong. Exactly, which is why I'm very good at being a shadow reader more than I probably am a tarot reader. I can connect to the tarot because of my shadow, but it wasn't the tarot. I didn't connect to the tarot until I connected to my shadow. So I can understand self-acknowledgement. Oh, well, thank you, Julie. When I speak like this at the end of the reading, it's kind of like I fill you with how I understand the journey. So I'm going to, it's no different to any other reader, but sometimes I say in layman's terms, I say it in a way that resonates to some people that can't quite understand the grasp of what other readers say it. And I say it from a power point of I'm going through it, I've been through it, and I understand it. And sometimes it's like when I was at school being dyslexic, I would have some fabulous teachers and they would try and make me understand their lessons, and I hadn't got a damn clue. And then I had one teacher and she was autistic. And this autistic teacher understood the value in getting a student to understand from your point of view. And once they understand from your point of view, then they can speak a language that you can understand. So I was really good at maths to one degree, but when they start talking about, in my logical mind, because I'm an Aquarian, A is not a number. X is not a number. Do not ask me what X and Y equals and why is it 104. Because you have just fucked my brain with a Brillo pad, and now my brains are on the floor having an orgasm because I don't know what the fuck you've just said. Not a fucking clue. Like, whoosh. Then they start talking about pi. I was a big fat girl in school. What the fuck is pi? These teachers were that arrogant with the understanding that I should just know. Why would I just know? Why would I know? Why would I know what pi means? Why would I know what, algebra? Well, I don't, whatever it is. I just about got division, like percentages. And the only reason I knew percentages is because back then I used to like to go to the River Island sales, and they had 10% off. And I asked somebody what 10% off means, and they said, well, it's either 10 pence in every pound is off, or it's £10 in every 100. That's how I learnt division. Not because of a classroom. I never learnt division in a classroom. I never understood times tables in a classroom. But when I had to start shopping and understanding in my teenage years, when I was living by myself, it was, well, I need 4 tins of beans and they're 20 pence a tin, the old quick save. Well, I knew that 20 times 5 is £1. So 5 tins of beans was going to cost me £1. Was going to cost me £1. So 5 times 20, £1. 100. That's the way my logical mind got along with it. So this is what I mean. They expect you to learn. And the thing is, unless you're going to be a scientist, an architect, or something of that grade, which is a very small minority of the workforce, you're never going to need it. So why frustrate and stress out the majority of the whole entire educational system of ages from 5 till 16 about a subject that 90.5 of those will never, ever, ever have to use, when they could have learnt us what the value of rent is, what tax is, how to meditate, how to humanize your feelings and express them, when we are all going to need them every day of our lives for the rest of our lives. Hence the reason why I took my children out of education, because the education system does not set a child up to live. Education system sets children up to fail. That's my opinion. Hence the reason why I took them out. And especially if you've got children that don't fit into their box. Thank you, Sarah. Well, you see, that's why, you see, we've been driven by that Taurian energy for such a long time now. I don't mean that Taurus is in the statue, but Taurus represents structure, and things don't change, and you have to listen to the hierarchy and all the rest of it. And now we're going into an Aquarian for so many hundreds of years or 40 years or whatever it is. And the whole meaning of the essence of that is logic and understanding and uniqueness and breaking things down with that sword and changing things. So the element of the environment and of the astrological signs and the community at whole is really going to change. Exactly. Well, I've got a 9-year-old who's autistic. Exactly, it's programming in a different sense. I've got a 5-year-old, I've got a 7-year-old, and I've got a 10 or an 11-year-old who are, the 11-year-old is about to go into high school, so he's only got a few months at home. But my 9-year-old is autistic, so he has a learning age of about 6 or 7. And then I have a 5-year-old. I understand how I can relate to them in a manner that they understand. I can explain that. I can talk about spirituality. I can talk about the moon cycles. I can talk about crystals. My son is hot as shit on it. Hot as shit. It's all exactly, I will rebel against something that I do not believe in. If you cannot make me understand it, I will rebel it. This is why, like, I used to have, when they used to knock on the door on a Sunday, Jehovah's Witnesses, or, preaching about the Bible, and they'd knock the door. And my first question would be, okay, I will happily listen to you, but can you explain to me how Adam and Eve, one man, one woman, if they're the creators of humanity, can make Chinese, African, Asian, English? How is that possible? How is that possible? Oh, it's the metaphor. Oh, so there was an Adam and Eve in every race then, yeah? Is that what you're saying? No, there's only one Adam and Eve. So how are we all children derived from Adam and Eve? Psh, I can't believe in something you saying when you're saying that is the truth, and then you say, oh, but it's used in metaphor. That doesn't logically sit in my head. You cannot have, but incest is wrong. And we know through genetics that if a family keeps breeding in the same, then they will die out because the genes do not, it can't work. But yet this is a factual thing that they make you believe within the Bible. I'm a logical thinker. So was Adam and Eve, in all the depictions there of fair skin, less melanin, straighty typed hair? But in the history records, there's been a longer history connected to the indigenous tribes of darker melanin than there ever has been in the whiter skin. Boom. I don't know. So I can understand spirituality. I can understand where it comes from, even though the ether's out there and how it works. And that to me is more logical. It makes sense. And the first thing we are taught about being empaths, if it doesn't make sense, it's because it's not true. It is. So you see, this is why if it confuses you, okay, so if you went to a psychologist and you said to a psychologist, how do I know my man is telling the truth? Does it make sense? The first thing they're going to say is, does it make sense what he says? No. If something doesn't add up, it's not true. If 2 + 2 = 4, but somebody's telling you, oh, there's 3 over here, there's 2 there, but you see one's not really in the picture, so there is only still 4. Somebody who's telling you the truth says, oh yeah, I left work at 5:30, darling. I went into the supermarket. I had a quick pint with my mate, probably there for about an hour, and I've come home at 6:30. Somebody who's lying or cheating, well, what do you need to know where I've come from for? There is no direct view. Oh, well, vaguely, metaphorically. Well, I was sure I was going round to my mates, and then I had to drop so-and-so off here, and so where were you? Confusion. Stalling. No actual definitive answer. You're lying. Somebody who's not lying can show you a pathway of how they started and how it ended. Makes sense? That's why I talk about what I do on my soul level and my shadow work, because I've walked those steps. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, well, the shadow work's this, and you have to connect to your child self. How do you do that? Well, you just connect to your child self. How the fuck do you connect to your child self then? Don't sit here telling me that I need to connect to my child self, but you haven't done it to explain to me. Well, I know you need to do it, but